Hello and welcome. This is 117 Things You May Have Missed in Halo 3 ODST. There are 7 protagonists in Halo 3 ODST. The Rookie, Buck, Dutch, Mickey, Romeo, Dare, and Sadie. When the Rookie snaps his SMG into his pod's weapon holster, the gun's flashlight attachment is active. As soon as the pod hatch closes, the player can control where the Rookie looks. Buck's dialogue will change depending on which difficulty the player has selected.
Troopers, we are green and very, very mean! Hook her up, Marines! I sure as hell ain't hosing out your pod! We are dropping into hell, troopers! Time to go up here!
The countdown beeps before the pod's launch are taken from the game start countdown from Halo's multiplayer. When playing this level on Legendary, players can see a picture of a girl on the left side of the Rookie's pod. Joseph Staten has commented that the person in the image is the Rookie's beautiful girlfriend, which is actually an image of engineer and programmer Chris Butcher, edited to resemble a woman. The UNSC in amber clad can be seen moving towards the carrier just like in Halo 2. You can also see the massive crater formed by the slip space blast / bubble. If slowed down, one can see that Mickey's pod is the one that collides with the Rookies. Each member of Alpha 9 has a blood type decal as well as a medical reference barcode and any allergies to common medications or battle treatments printed on their armor. Similar to the Magnum scene in Halo 3, 2 Korean characters are stamped on the right side of the pistol laser module, which stands for the number 7. The Rookie's backpack features a faded Marathon logo. The Rookie is also equipped with multiple color nades. The various abandoned cars seen throughout Mombasa streets all have Easter egg license plates that feature serial numbers and initials of important characters seen throughout the Halo series. At the end of a dead road, there is some graffiti reading "Remember Reach." Virgil correlates to Virgil, who led Dante through the 9 levels of hell, just as Virgil leads Sadie and then the Rookie through New Mombasa. The audio logs also have many references to Dante's Inferno. At the ATMs, which sometimes give the player an audio log, money can be seen dispensed randomly. The coins dispensed from these ATMs each have the face of Jason Jones, the co-founder of Bungie, on one side. Underneath the graffitied word "believe," the number 117 is written in bullet holes. When searching the open world as the Rookie for clues on your missing squad, the AI superintendent will manipulate signs and other things and give you hints and signals on where to go next. There are at most 7 supply caches available to the Rookie. In the building where the player finds the first clue, a box of Webbo's cereal can be seen on the floor. The gorilla mascot on the front is an old Bungie.net webmaster. The cereal's catchphrase is, "Your mom loves 'em." The player can find Misria Armory posters depicting Earth with a crescent moon, captioned "For Her," a reference to a similar poster on board the Pillar of Autumn. When the player crouch walks, their head bobs up and down, showcasing that they're just a Marine and not a Spartan super soldier. If the player swaps out the AR for another weapon and the AR doesn't have a full magazine on its ammo counter, the correct number of bullets left in the magazine will remain. A total of 14 dead elites can be found on this level. Once again, another reference to the number 7. 14 divided by 2 equals 7. In the area where Buck mentions the family feud between brutes and elites, the wall graffiti to the right of the road says "Believe," a reference to the Halo 3 Believe ad. Near the second group of dead elites are 2 deactivated energy swords, the only swords in the entire game. There is also an Ultra among this group under the overpass. It is one of only 3 elites holding the rank of Ultra in the whole game. The lights on the beam rifle actually have an animation where the plasma swirls and moves along the barrel and battery. Jackal shields have a pulse effect every few seconds. Jackals can be seen wielding needlers for the first time in-game. The Marines pinned in the plaza before the Hunter fight are the only Marines wielding silenced SMGs by default in the entire game. In the area where you fight the hunters, various ID badges of Bungie employees who worked on ODST can be seen. Several pieces of paper have cut designs for plasma weapons. Curiously, one design in particular looks very similar to the Pulse Carbine in Halo Infinite. Grunts and Jackals have a unique vault animation. Grunts and Jackals have a distressed animation when hit with the shrapnel from spike grenades. In several of the buildings, there are business line charts going from December to Infinity. This is a reference to Bungie's Marathon Infinity. The engineer that Romeo kills can be seen to the left of Dare's drop pod before the ending cutscene is triggered. Only its armor is visible. If shot or meleeed, it will react like a fixed metal object and will not take damage. Under this walkway, a brute captain can be seen planting an explosive charge on an engineer, while two brute miners struggle to hold the engineer down.
Hold the creature still! Place the charge before I lose my grip. It's armed and ready to explode if any human gets too close. Give it room! Let it do the Prophet's work!
If the player kills a brute captain in a squad with a supporting engineer, the engineer will automatically self-destruct after the captain dies. One overcharged plasma bolt can kill an engineer in one hit. The chain gun ammo on the Warthog actually has an animation when the turret fires, feeding bullets into the gun. It might seem obvious to some people, but you can still hijack most vehicles in ODST, even though you're not a Spartan super soldier. All wraiths in this level self-destruct if the pilot is killed, much like the anti-air wraiths in Halo 3. The chopper has a digital display screen just like the Ghost. Grunts have a needler reload animation similar to the one in CE. When the player first encounters shade turrets in Section B, if they turn left towards the shore, they can find a dead zebra without eyeballs. Two more zebras are also located near the entrance to this section. Even though you can hijack ghosts, choppers, and wraiths in ODST, you can't for some reason hijack banshees throughout the game, even though you pilot a banshee at the end of the campaign. If the player holds the zoom button while wielding a sniper rifle, they can descope faster than scoping in regularly. Multiple chain gun and Gauss turrets can be seen throughout the campaign as stationary turrets. The player can see a section of the New Mombasa Coastal Highway while on the bridge. The bridge itself can be spotted on a certain section of the Coastal Highway level. If the player shoots a shade turret in the center with a sniper rifle, the grunt will hop out of the turret, making for an easy kill. The Covenant landing zone appears to be an aesthetically upgraded version of the one seen in Combat Evolved. Behind the Covenant landing zone, with the gravity lift base, a crazed Marine with a broken ankle is among the group of Marines taking cover behind a ridge. Another Marine tries unsuccessfully to calm him down.
No! You're not listening! It's a zoo! Okay?
Well, technically it's a corporate-funded wildlife reserve.
Semantics! This whole place is one big cage!
Listen, Marine, you're wounded. You gotta try and relax.
Except we're the zebras, get it? All fenced in, ready for the slaughter!
And the Covenant?
They're the lions! Rah!
Careful. I think you strained a metaphor.
Oh God! Oh God! Is that serious?
Only if you keep it up.
This is a reference to the Paranoid Marine in CE and Halo 3's Suicide Marine. A Phantom can be seen transporting engineers away from the Covenant LZ. If the player has a Warthog full of Marine passengers and stops their vehicle right before the cliff jump, the Marines will exit. But funny enough, they will then jump over the cliff's edge, killing themselves from the massive fall. At the level's end, whatever vehicle the player is using, a Warthog, Ghost, or Chopper, To make the jump into the city, it will appear in the ending cutscene. All vehicles have the same speed when crashing into the wall and will explode at the same time. If the player makes the jump without a vehicle, the Warthog cutscene plays by default. Despite what vehicle the player completes in, a destroyed Warthog will always be found in the square later on.
Lord, I didn't train to be a pilot. Tell me I don't have any more flying to do today. So, was that a yes or a no? Amen.
Mickey has a piece of tape with his name written on it attached to the front of his helmet. He also has what appears to be shotgun shells on his ankle. Players can now ride on the sides of a Scorpion tank, unlike in Halo 2 or 3, in which only NPCs could ride on the sides. This change reflects the fact that the player is now an ODST. The Scorpion tank also has a horse emblem stamped on its side. The Gauss turret has a heads-up display for the user. Dutch will spawn with a rocket launcher and then drop it when he runs out of rockets. The watchtower at the bridge outside the Oni Alpha Site's compound is numbered 07. If the player doesn't arm the explosives and instead kills all of the Covenant on the bridge, or hides, Mickey will arm the charges and the new Mombasa officer will blow it instead, even if the player is still on the bridge or if it's cleared of all Covenant. The helmets worn by the new Mombasa police officers are modified versions of the regular Marine helmet. Drones have a sleeping and launching animation when deploying from Phantoms. When using the gravity hammer, the secondary melee has two animations. The gravity hammer's head has a constant pulse. Also, when the player has the gravity hammer equipped, the ODST player model will rest it on their shoulders when running around. The new Mombasa police officer in charge of the group Dutch and Mickey team up with in the main hall of the Oni site is voiced by the same voice actor who does Sergeant Stacker and Captain Keyes.
Well done, Marine. Hurry up, men! Check those charges!
Wait, what? More explosives?
Yeah, what gives? I thought we were supposed to protect this building.
I have orders to deny enemy access to all classified data housed in this facility. You don't like it, jump your butts back into orbit. They're cutting through the door. Settle down, people. Find some cover. Someone man that turret. All right, here they come. Watch your crossfire, people.
The officer in charge has glasses that have a live feed of either keep it clean or please remain calm running in a loop. In the inside of the base, several memorial walls can be seen with hundreds of names of the people who had died in the war. Dr. Catherine Halsey and Admiral Preston Cole are listed, along with some humorous names like London Bridges. Brutes using jump packs now have two new ranks in ODST, the Major rank with red armor, and the Ultra rank with golden colored armor. The landing pad on the roof of the building has the number 43 on it, another reference to 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Romeo's sniper rifle is missing 3 bullets when starting the level, which he used in the opening cutscene. A magazine of UNSC vehicles can be found in the room where the player collects ammo. If the player goes to the end of this farthest building, they will discover an arrow pointing over the edge. If the player proceeds to jump over the ledge, they will discover a silly graffiti face painted on the side of the building. During the end cutscene, the new Mombasa police officer killed by the brute chieftain has a battle rifle, even though the officer holds a rocket launcher during gameplay. This is the only time a battle rifle appears in the campaign. This cutscene is the first instance in a Halo game of a brute using the bladed side of the gravity hammer. Likewise, the scene also shows the first usage of a combat knife in any Halo game. On Legendary, a comical amount of blood sprays out of Romeo's injured chest. If the player doesn't immediately proceed with the objective, Romeo will say another one of his great sarcastic lines.
Sure. What's the hurry, right?
I'll just sit here bleeding through my foam.
Better get going, Gunny. Sooner we get him out of here, the better.
Even if Mickey is given another weapon before going up the lift, an SMG can still be heard killing the pilots. Romeo will get up and jog to the Phantom, completely forgetting his injury. The Banshees in ODST can almost hover completely still, with it barely moving forward. This is the only level where engineer recharge stations appear. 4 engineers can be seen resting on each arm. If the player flies upward with their Banshee, they can see Covenant cruisers flying around the crater, and some unique dialogue will play.
What do you see, Gunny?
A whole lot of Covenant gathering around the crater from that slipspace rupture. I wonder what they're looking for.
I bet the captain would have known.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
The player can cause the engineers on Phantoms to explode, destroying the Phantoms in the process. The player starts the level on sublevel 07, another 7 reference. The phrase,
"Warning, hitchhikers may be escaped convicts,"
is a reference to the final segment of the level The Maw in Combat Evolved. This coffee cup is indestructible. Drones can be seen feasting on deceased New Mombasa police officer bodies. Throughout the level, there are monitors showing data on the superintendent's status. If the player goes too close to these screens, the superintendent will interrupt the displays, labeling the information as classified. In addition, some corrupt screens will flash the binary code for Barrett, a reference to the level designer Chris Barrett. Drones have a new rolling and dodging animation to avoid grenades. Higher ranked drones have different colored gravity nodes on their armor. When the rookie links up with Dare, she comments on some idiots blowing up the building at the top of the shaft and waking up the whole hive. This is a reference to the level Oni Alpha Site and Dutch and Mickey.
Some idiots blew the building at the top of the shaft, woke the whole hive.
At the exit of the drone hive, a lone drone captain major makes a final effort to stop the rookie's progress. It is worth noting that this is the only drone leader encountered in the campaign, possibly suggesting it may be the leader of all the drones encountered in New Mombasa. Depending on whether or not the player collects all audio logs, the cutscene with Dare and the rookie will change between Dare making the rookie stand down, or vice versa, with the rookie making Dare lower her weapon.
Don't shoot!
Buck's assault rifle lacks a muzzle in the beginning cutscene. This is best seen when Buck turns to leave, revealing the rifle on his back holster. When Buck angrily calls Virgil perfume, the engineer lowers his head in sadness and floats away.
I'm sorry, I was a little busy making sure perfume over here didn't take a round and blow us all up.
Eddie Buck, always thinking with his gun. You haven't changed one bit.
There are 7 Oliphants in the game, including the destroyed ones. All the Oliphants in Halo 3 ODST have the number 49 printed on its side. This is another reference to Bungie's favorite number, as the square root of 49 is 7. Throughout the level, players can see several landmarks from previous missions, such as the Smoking Oni Alpha Site and the bridge in Uplift Reserve. The structures are best seen in theater mode. The scarabs seen throughout the level jump out of the ocean before climbing over the doorways. The models of Romeo and Dutch on the turrets of the Phantom are actually rookie models. Dare hushes the engineer in the background. In the ending cutscene of Coastal Highway, there are 7 Covenant ships above New Mombasa. Sergeant Johnson's quote here,
"Captured 1. It's very delicate."
Don't worry. I know what the aliens like.
Is a tribute to the earlier quote in the Halo 2 level Metropolis, where he says,
"Oh, I know what the ladies like,"
in reply to Cortana's remark. It could also allude to his encounters and capture of engineers in the book Halo First Strike. Virgil can be seen toying with an F-99 drone optics package like the one on Uplift Reserve. The rookie can also be seen sleeping under some stairs. Sergeant Johnson has his name inscripted on his lighter. At this point in the cutscene, if the right thumbstick is held left, one can see Buck with a caveman sitting on a grating. Buck nervously picks something off the monkey, possibly a bug, and proceeds to put it in his mouth. And number 117. In the legendary epilogue cutscene, there are 7 engineers looking down into the Forerunner structure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.